But the group of drivers belonging to the Online Private Drivers Association on Monday stormed the multimedia premises to protest what they say is an unfair reportage involving one of their members. And those are some of the drivers you're seeing in the video there. According to them, their member accused of stabbing a passenger last week only brandished the knife in self-defense during the altercation, which left the passenger, Daniel Isiama, with a deep knife wound. You will recall that the incident resulted from disagreement over the fare of a trip from East Legon to Labone.
In broad daylight at Labone here in Accra, an Uber driver and his passenger haggled over the cost of transportation. The passenger said he would pay 25 cedis, but the driver insisted the cost of a ride was 42 cedis. The end result? A deep cut sustained by the passenger.
I said, I'm ever ready. I'm ever ready to testify.
The passenger, Daniel Isiama, claimed the driver stabbed him.
So you check the fare, and you check the fare, and the fare was 42 cedis. So I questioned him that, no, it's not 42 cedis, because the initial fare Uber gave to us was 25 cedis. So I can't pay 42 cedis. So he said, no, he's going to take my documents that he brought back to the one who sent, the sender, the one who sent the document. And I told you, the person that you are going, he's not even there at the moment, he has left. So why are you taking the document to? And he said, no, then he will keep the document. I said, no, you can't keep my document. They are my car documents. I'm going somewhere. So take this money and leave and report, and Uber will solve your issue for you. And he said, no. So he tried snatching my documents for me. So when he snatched it, I said, oh, no, those are my car documents. You can't take them. And he snatched it, and he was going into his car. So I rushed to snatch my document. I wanted to pick my document back. Then he started struggling with me, you understand? So in the course of struggling, he reached into his car and picked out a very big kitchen knife. So he threatened he would stab me with a kitchen knife. And I said, no, you can't keep my documents until you try to stab me, and I'll just look at you and you drive away. No. So I told him, no, I don't care if he even stabs me or something. He should give me my documents. So when I tried going for the documents, he sat in the car. So when he sat in the car, I said, no, I will not allow you to leave the car with my documents. Then he swung the knife at me. So he wanted to stab my side. So I quickly dodged. I tried dodging the knife. Then I blocked with my arm, and he stabbed my arm right now. So a very deep cut. So I was bleeding profusely, but I still didn't want to let him go because he wanted to drive away after what he had done. I said, no, I will not allow you. So I was still holding the knife with him in the car, struggling with him in the car. And then he wanted to start the car. Meanwhile, I was standing outside and he was inside. So when he starts the car, he reversed. Then he'll hit my leg or something, or break my leg or something, and leave me and drive away. I said, no, no, no. So I struggling with him, and I was able to overpower him and take his car key. So there were bystanders and onlookers around. So I took the car key and I threw it to one of them. And I told them that they should hold the car key whilst I hold him and bring him out. So when they took the car key, my phones and my documents, they were all in his car, with blood all over him, all over his seats, passenger seat and things. And I rushed to the hospital to get my wound tested.
Maria Kable is a nurse of a private hospital which treated the victim just few meters away from the scene of the incident.
Actually, when he came in, he was bleeding badly. He had blood all over his shirt and all that. But looking at the wound, it needed to be sutured. So the police came in, so we had to arrest the bleeding and then for him to be taken to the police station for his statements, and then he comes back for suturing.
The Uber driver has been arrested by the cantonment's police. The police says it is investigating the incident. Henry Kwesibedu's report for JoyNews.
Police station is after this story.
So that's what happened earlier last week. Now, the transport company Uber has indefinitely suspended a driver who is said to have stabbed the passenger over the cost of the transportation. Or the driver allegedly stabbed him on his left hand, as you've heard him narrate. Well, Uber had this response to JoyNews in an email.
My information is that the issue has come to the police, and that was it.
So this is the email that Uber sent to us. It says, what's been described is deeply upsetting and is in clear violation of our community guidelines. Violence of any kind is not tolerated by Uber. Upon being made aware of this, our incident response team, who are trained to deal with any critical safety issues, have commenced outreach to the rider to offer our full support. The driver's access to the app has been immediately removed, and we are currently assisting the police and relevant law authorities with ongoing investigations in this case. It is signed by Francesca Uriri, Head of Communications, Uber West Africa. Well, Public Relations Officer of the Accra Region Police Command tells JoyNews the suspects will be arraigned tomorrow.
My information is that the issue has come to the police, and that was even far back on Friday. And this morning, they were in the process of arraigning them before the court. That is the suspect in this case. However, when the victim was spoken to, he says that he wants to go for medical treatment this morning. So they will also arraign them before the court, probably today or tomorrow. I'm told it was on Friday this morning when the investigator spoke to the victim. He says that he needs to go for dressing this morning. Issue is not very cumbersome at all. We usually have to go for allocation of the doctors where a court is prescribed for the investigator or the case to be prosecuted. So it's not any cumbersome issue at all. What matters is for the due process to be followed. And I believe that maybe by tomorrow they should be in court.
Well, this afternoon, the drivers in their numbers besieged the premises of JoyNews seeking audience. They say the story has already impacted their businesses, with passengers avoiding their services. Public Relations Officer of the Online Private Drivers Association denied that the driver stabbed his passenger. He says the suspect has been in custody since the incident and denied bail.
We heard on the news from JoyNews, which is not palatable. We were not happy with the way the report came out, that our driver, which is the Online Private Drivers Association, representing Uber, Taxify, and the rest, that the driver has stabbed a rider, unfortunately, which is not so. And on the other side, the driver, which is our colleague, was not interviewed by JoyNews, so that his side, at least, to be told. So the news has given the police and other stakeholders so much power that our colleague is denying bail, even as of now. We've been there since morning. His bail has still not been granted. So we saw it that it was unfair the way the report came out from JoyNews.
And when you say that the report was not true, are you saying that the driver did not stab the passenger?
Exactly.
So what happened?
I don't know the definition you give to what happened, but what happened was that the driver was supposed to deliver an item to a third person. The one who requested for the ride gave a document to the driver to deliver to somebody. So upon reaching his destination, the trip will give you how much bill you should pay by the app, not generated by the driver. So he was shown to pay an amount of money, and he refused to pay. However, the document which the driver came with has been given to him already, so the driver took it back and said, no, then let me take it back. Because the one who took the document told the driver to drive back to the one who sent him and take his money, which is unfair. It's not done like that. So he also argued him. So it got to a lengthy environment. Everybody has to come around. People were shouting there. The rider who has now come for the document do not want to give the document back because the driver also snatched the document. He want to pull his key from the car. He was seated to drive away. The guy falls into the key. First time he took it back. He wanted to drive again, he came back. So that is when our colleague picked a knife. And then to threaten him to go away, that he can also drive away, the guy held the knife. Unfortunately, not the intention to cut him off, he had a cut between the forefinger and the thumb. That is not a stab.
And you describe this particular injuring of a passenger as not a stab, but what rights does the driver have to brandish a knife at a passenger in these circumstances?
The driver has no right to use a knife or any harmful material on any rider. But in the case where a rider is trying to take the key from the driver, which is also an offense, the guy will try to defend himself because originally you already denying him the amount of money you're supposed to pay. So the guy who pulled the knife, you see, that is causing harm to someone. Our driver has not done well. He shouldn't have picked knife. We have been trained by a company. So some drivers who may have not attended such training will go through this. That's unfortunate anyway. But it might only happen because of self-defense. If you look at the incident, the blood we are talking of is inside the car, where? On the dashboard and where the key is. So it means that it is true the guy was pulling his key and something has to happen to defend himself. That is why all this happened. It's unfortunate though.
Now you talk about the police detaining the driver and refusing him bail. So this account you are giving me is an account the driver gave to you by himself?
I was with him on Friday evening around 9 o'clock. Around 5 o'clock I was there. Around 9 o'clock I was there. This morning I was there also. I met the gentleman who supposedly had been stabbed, but have a cut between his forefinger and the thumb. I met him. So I asked him what happened. He refused to talk to me. So I begged and I pleaded. What I'm saying is that even the police somehow had confirmed the incident, what transpired. That is why the guy is in their custody. But I don't think the police had finished all their investigation before you brought out your report. So I am thinking you should have given police an ample time to give you what has transpired. Give them some time at least to give you their investigation.
But you know that's not how it works. The police doesn't exhaust investigations before they speak to us.
I know the police does not exhaust investigation, but if you have taken the other side of our driver, you would have known what happened.
Uber drivers there who besieged our premises earlier wanting to be heard. Now police...